Hey Collective, it's Al and welcome back to the channel. Today I get to do something super exciting that I haven't ever really gotten to do full out like this. But I wanted to preface this with kind of the story as to why this is all coming about. Okay, so if you guys noticed, yesterday I didn't post anything, and there's a specific instruction I got from my guides that said something about what you just posted needs an extra day to reach the right eyes. And to just go ahead and relax for tomorrow. For yesterday, don't do anything. You'll do something on Monday. And so I had already recorded. You guys knew that I was going to do the monologue and I was going to do the sharing of the story with my art, and it was going to be like something I narrated through. I had done the thing to be on time. I always stick to my to what my commitments are. I got distracted by the little earbud that just popped out sideways. I'm like, oh. It wasn't like I was. Anyway, there's something about the way that you appear and your confidence and stuff like that. So don't worry, I wasn't like looking down away. I was actually looking at something that kind of jumped. But that's kind of like basically what I'm talking about today. So anyway, so mostly is I was told to kind of, I had done the video with the narration for the art piece, but every time I went to go post it, I kept getting stopped. Like there was always something preventing me. And so finally I was like, okay, I get it. So I took the day off like I was told, and everything kind of made sense. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to rest. And sure enough, as I'm going to sleep, no music. Okay, that's a big deal, right? That's a good sign. That's a good omen. And so I was in hog heaven, and I was just kind of chilling out. And I was letting whoever needed to see, or whoever was meant to see the last post that I had put on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on my YouTube page, where I very candidly spoke very directly to the collective. And I used a couple expletives, since the divine wasn't very happy with that. But the one thing you're going to notice about life is that don't ever change who you are to accommodate other people's big bag of bullshit. And so though it would have been better for me to maybe not call some people assholes, some people needed to be jarred. And so I just want to clarify. But the thing is, like, when you step into your truth and your power, don't change it, and don't second guess yourself, because then you're becoming someone else, right? And so I was thinking about that all day. And out of nowhere, right as I'm going to sleep, the second video that showed up on my suggested content for YouTube was Oprah Winfrey. But it wasn't just any one of Oprah Winfrey's things, because, occasionally they pop up. I don't watch TV because it's not something that somebody in my position really gets to do often. Plus, I'm very in the cosmos a lot, so I deal with the universe and with the divine. So I don't get a lot of time to just kind of like to watch TV. But anyway, the moral of the story is I didn't really get to watch Oprah, and I love her. But the fact that she randomly showed up on my feed, I thought was interesting because it was suggested. So I was like, okay. But it wasn't any suggested video by Oprah, because she has the masterclass, right? And I love them, but I haven't been able to watch it in forever and a day. The masterclass that showed up in the second spot. Now remember, my pen name is the Butt Queen, right? But is the single word in the English language that can negate anything that came before it, right? And then queen, because I'm a queen. But it's the number 2 slot, right? There's a number 1, and then there's the shit. That's kind of the joke. And so in the second slot was Oprah Winfrey, masterclass of Oprah, though. Not of anyone else. It was of her talking. Well, not the first video, but the second video of that installment series was what I had, right? And so there's no such thing as mistakes in this universe. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I stopped immediately and I put it on. It was her story. And what struck me the most was I hadn't realized how much I'd grown, and how much what I had been saying for the past 4 years is something that people that are really, really impressive, people that I love, that I haven't seen in a couple of years, that I'm aligning myself with. Not dark. I'm not going to be like Oprah Winfrey or anything like that, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like when you get to a certain frequency and ascension where you start to become one. And sure enough, there she was, and she was talking, and it was like, if you go back 5 years through all of my stuff, whether it's article, whether it's a YouTube, and they're prompting me to say this one more time, just to be declarative. After this, it's just going to be me talking. But they were like, it was an affirmation, because what it was is all of the stuff that I've been saying, she was saying. Not that we were working together, but when you're in your flow and you're in your alignment with the divine, you can't help but start to sound like each other because you're working for the divine. And sure enough, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, oh, because I'm such a big fan. I'm just like, oh my God, she thinks the same way I do. And it, for some reason, it shocked me. I've never been one to, like, I know people think that I don't know who I am. And I know that people think that I kind of second guess myself, but I made it very clear that's not me second guessing myself. It's me having to fix and kind of step into roles that aren't necessarily mine, but that I need to do, or at least try to do, because I feel responsibility for the collective. And though that's not exactly healthy all the time, it is something that some life paths are meant to do. And so mine is one of them. And so it's not that I'm changing my mind or kind of variable, like just arbitrarily to going, oh, well, I'm going to do this. It's because people aren't in the places that they're meant to be. And it's not like I'm not judging them, because everybody has their own maturation, but we're getting to go time, which is what this video is about. Okay. So here she is. She's talking, and she's talking directly at what I felt like to me. And in what she was talking about how when she got the light bulb moments, she got it, and she shared that she got. Anyway, it was like a serendipitous moment. It's like when opportunity. I think she said this once. When opportunity meets preparation, you'll know. I know. I got it, right? And so I'm super excited, and I go to sleep, and I'm like in hog heaven. And I had an altercation with a neighbor. I didn't say anything, but the person took something the wrong way, and like drama. And so they purposely woke up and they started banging on the hallway to basically be an asshole to everybody. And I didn't react because what had happened was the night before last night, as I fell asleep to Oprah, I said, I'm going to sleep in a little bit, because they're really big on me preserving my energy right now because of just everything that's gone on. But they were like, I said to them, to my guides, I'm like, fine, but I want to be up by noon, and I want to go and like do something. And sure enough, this guy who's like trying to piss me off woke me up at noon. And so instead of getting mad about it, I go, oh, I love an alarm clock. Thank you. And I got up and I started walking around the house, right? And so Oprah, there was like, I think about 10 minutes left of her video. And of course I don't know her, and I don't think she'll ever hear this, but so thankful and grateful for her, because it not only was I hearing my own words, but like from a stance of working for the divine. Remember, I've been talking lately about how cohesive the divine is. If you're one of the people that is going to be affected by this video, you're going to know it by the time that the video ends. I'm just going to put that out there. And poof, I no longer have to ever worry about who I am. And I'm not going to go into all that. It's apparently not something I say. Anyway, I was like in love with Oprah, because it's like the last, I think it was 15 minutes to be quite honest, was so empowering and exactly what I needed to hear at this exact moment about flow and about you'll know when it's time. All right, so I get up after that, and I'm all like jolly, and I'm like running around. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And my guides go, you're going out for a walk. But first you're going to check your food stamp account, because that's been something that had been in the back of my mind. And so I was like, okay. So I'm about to jump in the shower. I put on some music, low, right, because I'm super respectful. And so I call, and so it turns out that tomorrow I get my food stamps. And so I was like, oh, I get to treat myself. So instead of, going out yesterday and buying like a bunch of chips and stuff for the game, I instead slept. And so I get to do that today. So I got like flan and like all really cute, fun stuff to celebrate. And I didn't know exactly what I was celebrating, but I just knew I was celebrating something. And so then the Oprah thing happened. I was like in the shower, I'm thinking about it, and then I realized a couple of things about who I'm meant to be and what I'm doing here. And I took it, and I was like, oh. And I swear to you, my guides went ding, 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 ding. Now, get dressed, we're going out for a walk. And you're going to treat yourself. I'm like, I have no money. He's like, yeah, food stamps. And so I was like, oh yeah. And so I got like all my stuff that was like chocolate and all this like cute little fun stuff and stuff I don't normally eat because I'm not like a junk food person. Listen, y'all, I did drugs for a very long time, and now that I'm sober, I'm eating everything, but I still, like, my body doesn't like certain junk food, right? Like, I don't like chips. I know it sounds so goody two-shoes, but it's not from that place. It's just that my body's not used to it. And so, but my body's craving all this stuff now. And so I'm treating it like a king, essentially, because this poor body's been through hell. But the moral story is, so I go for the walk, and so I'm walking. And remember, I always told you there's no such thing as coincidences. So this morning, after Oprah's video ended, I didn't put this back on. Instead, I just went about listening to music on my phone through the Wi-Fi at the hotel. And sure enough, as I'm walking, I'm like, oh darn, I'm not going to have any music for my walk, because I'm a really big proponent of walking and alchemizing energy, like clearing energy as you go. And the more upbeat you are and the more you're singing along with stuff, the more you change the world around you. And so I was like, oh darn, my guide, the one I call Chaos and War, I just hear him go, you sure about that? Sure enough, on my phone, ding! You have new minutes on your hotspot, on your wireless plan, which means I had my hotspot. And so I was like, all right. So I put the thing on. I'm all set. I put YouTube on because y'all know the divine loves to communicate with you in whatever way it can. Remember, I always call it it because I don't put a gender on God. I don't think most of you should either, but I can't tell you what to do. Y'all do what you're going to do. But I don't. And so it was communicating with me quite clearly, and I didn't know it at first, right? So I put on the playlist. It was an arbitrary playlist. It was in the second slot. Again, the number 2. And so it's in the second slot, and I put it on. And when I tell you that we're going to do a little karaoke play, we're taking a journey together. And it's directly going to affect the 144. And I'm not supposed to go too much into it, but I'm going to narrate a little bit of the connecting pieces because of the way it was shown to me as I was walking. So I'm already super high on life. Like, the divine was very loving with me today because my guides were just like, they were like singing along, okay? Like, that's a good day. And so here's what I'm going to say to the 144. And the end sentence that I'm supposed to say is from my higher self. And I've never heard my higher self be so clear on something, so I'm just going to say it, and I'm going to let it land however it lands on your ears. But every journey, every blessing tends to start as a curse. If you are one of the 144, you are now sitting in a space where you can feel that you're about to get a go. Okay? You know that your life is about to change, but you also have a heaviness to it that says, but everything good sometimes requires sacrifice. And if you're one of the 144, words are incredibly important to choose carefully from now on. I'm just going to put that out there. I keep wanting to get this quote from Queen Cup, who is a fabulous reader from Canada, and I always give everybody that I like learn from, I always give them props. And she said, beware the crown, the heaviness of the one who wears the crown. And that's for you guys as the 144. With all blessings comes curses, until you learn that curse is indeed a blessing. Okay, so when you ask to be one of the 144, or you're a returning soul that is meant to be one of the 144 who are going to lead them out, and then understand that it comes with a cost, right? That type of power is not something that a lot of people want you to have. And all I'm going to say is you don't give a flying fuck about them. Those days are gone. We're done people pleasing. We're done. We've learned those lessons. Because if you haven't gotten it yet, I'm just saying that there's a possibility that you will repeat past mistakes, and many of you are returning masters to the planet. It was not coincidental that it was Oprah Winfrey's master class, and it wasn't just any one of them, it was her. Okay? And none of these people on this playlist that we're about to karaoke together is not on here for a reason. And if you are one of the 144, I'm being told specifically that you are going to sit from soup to nuts on this, and you're going to go all through 16 songs, and when I tell you at the end what I need to say, you are going to receive a go. So, clear your mind. Just be at peace. Relax. I even did my hair for this. I'm going to get comfortable because I'm not... Y'all know how I am about singing. So, because of legalities, here's what I'm supposed to say. This is intended as karaoke. We are karaokeing and communicating on music that was written by incredibly gifted artists and sung by even more incredibly gifted people. And what we're doing is paying homage to those two individual parties. So whether it could be a group that did the writing or whatnot, or the singer by themselves, does not matter. We don't own the rights, but we are entitled as free citizens to karaoke it and use it as a form of communication, because it's not actually taking credit for something that we didn't do. This credit is going to go to every single person. Now, here's the interesting part. The catch is that when I tried to get the playlist to attach to my library so that everybody could follow along, it changed who was where, right? That's how playlists work. And so I was brought up to mention this to you. There is this consideration that people have when it comes to algorithms. I don't know what algorithms. An algorithm is a sequential set of numbers that predicts what you will more than likely watch or not watch. But there's no accidents to life, and here's what I mean. The phone that can play out loud so that we can all listen together and to do the communication that the 144 and I are about to have is not the same one that had the original playlist. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys what exactly the Divine gave me as the playlist in the second slot this morning when I got up. Here we go. I want you guys to see. I don't know if you can read it, but it's Britney Spears at the top. Piece of Me, followed by Lindsay Lohan, Rumors, Katy Perry, Rise, Ellie Gould's Burn, Taylor Swift, Ready? Are you ready for it? Britney Spears, You Better Work, Bitch. Madonna, Are You Ready to Jump? Oh yeah, I told you, it's go time. Kelly Clarkson, Stronger. Britney Spears, Till the World Ends. Fergie, Glamorous. will.i.am and Britney Spears, Scream and Shout. To Be Heard, essentially. Madonna, Girl Gone Wild. Because feminines, you're gonna go first. What? Yeah, that's right. Okay, ladies first. Taylor Swift, Look What You Made Me Do. Every sweetness has a little bit of bitter. Britney Spears, Circus. Madonna is Ray of Light. Mm-hmm. And we're going to end with my song. The one that the Divine gave me once. I have a history with Imagine Dragons. When I worked, anyway, the song is Whatever It Takes, and that will conclude this little karaoke session that we're going to do. Now notice, it's not my playlist. I didn't put this together, but this is what the Divine gave me. And the reason I'm showing it is because when I play the music, I have to jump around because it doesn't exist in this playlist. See? Weird. So when you think that something is just an algorithm and that the Divine is not speaking to you, I think I just proved the case to you. No one can take your power or the way that you communicate. If you are into paganism, or if you're into Catholicism, or if you're into Judaism, or if you're into song, if you're a songstress, if you're an actor, if you're a just human, whatever your focus of creation is typically how the Divine, God, Allah, whoever you believe in, is going to talk to you. And don't let anybody take it away from you. Because had I not had this extra phone, the one that's only connected through Wi-Fi, and the one that the Divine broke so that I wouldn't be able to, for the year that I was on mission, that I wouldn't be able to use it for anything other than writing articles. This phone came to me when I finished this mission. And it's been giving me hell on earth, but notice, one is a government phone. One is the phone that I had, that I bought. Choice, free will. Government. Okay. But you wouldn't know that unless I was able to show you what it is that I'm saying. Okay. So don't ever let anybody take away your power in how the Divine chooses to talk to you. There are incredible beings that are part of the 144 who are artists. They're actors. They're singers that are already very well known. And it's called the changing of the guard. Yeah, it's time. And then there are painters. Some that you would not believe, but they're back. Remember, this is ascension. The planet is ascending. Those of us who are going into the new earth to be closer to the Divine, to hold our divinity and hold the candle and help the rest of our people walk and navigate these dark waters. You are the 144. And you have been to hell and back. In fact, nothing in your life has ever been easy. Most of us were raped as children. Most of us then had to confront the assailant. And some of it has something to do typically with religion if you are a spiritual leader and healer. And you have to overcome that because it's called a dark night of the soul for a reason. We have been through hell, and now the 144 are going to guide people out of hell into the light. But they will do so with the ability to make sure that no one, and I'm saying this to you, 144, there's not a single fucking person that can challenge your right to be one of the 144 delegation. It's important to think back on scripture of how that was worded. Okay? They will follow you. And then if you look at esoteric theosophy, the masters are returning to fix some shit. And it was assured in the esoteric faith that they would not encounter what they went through last time. This life was going to be public, and it was going to be big, and it was going to lead their followers. Remember, we're waiting for Maitreya, a world teacher, who was scheduled to be born around 1977, 78. No one knew exactly where, but it was prophetized. Let's just say that he is back. But that they are working as a team. So Jesus is returning. Mary Magdalene's already here. There are very important souls that are about to step forward. And they're part of the 144. And each of them represent different creative points of interest that will guide the souls that are going to be going to New Earth. And they're not going to do it in any way that's like, all of them are going to be religious or spiritual in one way or the other, and they're not going to compete with each other. Everyone has their own branch if you're part of the 144. But you already know this. What you can't do is go into it negatively, because if you do, remember who you are. You are a lot mainly of masters and elders who are now in leadership roles like Leos that have led the world at some point or paid the cost for leading the world. You see what I'm saying? So you carry a lot of baggage. If you go into it with that negative mindset, you are capable of manifesting that destiny again, and we don't want that now. That is why it's a group endeavor and why Maitreya is here. Maitreya is going to guide this, not better or anything like that, right? Because Jesus is right here, okay? So it's not like, I mean, not me, but they're out in the world right now. But Maitreya is going to collectively help move everybody in a direction, and they don't necessarily always won't necessarily know each other personally, but they will know when they hear his voice, her voice, its voice, that it's that person. Okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about the playlist. So, of all of the music and all of the playlists that could have showed up on my suggested list, this fucking piece, this section, this particular playlist is the one that the Divine wanted me to listen to. And so we're going to use that playlist to communicate what it is that you would be feeling if you are one of the 144. First of all, you have had some really traumatic shit happen to you in your life, and you've never been number one. You probably haven't really reached a lot of success till recently. And here's the thing about you. You are unshakable. However, having said that, the person that wears the crown, unfortunately, typically there's something that goes along with that, which is haters and all that other stuff. But there's going to be a moment, which I'm not going to go into because that's someone else, a divinely guided soul, that I'm just going to say has spoken already this week. And she specifically said to the collective, to who this is applying to, don't repeat the same mistakes. Let go of the people that you think you need to let go of and just cut it. Because you're a master. And a lot of masters were betrayed by people that they knew and loved. That's all I'm going to say. Do not repeat the same mistake. Let go of that negative mindset. Let go of all the haters. Let go of all of that. And you stand in your power and you arrive with the flow. Something that Oprah said in that really awesome piece that I got in my suggestion box. And when you arrive at the flow, you let go of all of it, because that was the one thing that really spoke to me. Is she was up for, I guess, the color purple. Is the way she explained it in this video. And I'm allowed to talk about it because here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. Arrive to your power and don't apologize for anything, because at the end of the day, nothing that I'm saying here is not something I've said over the past 5 fucking years. So no one can say that one of us is taking from. No, baby. We're just on the same page, okay? But she was speaking about the color purple, and she started to sing a song. It was I release or I surrender I release it all, or I surrender it all. And she was giving it back to God because there was an issue with her getting that role, and she really wanted it. And wouldn't you know it, the moment she said that, I felt it. I felt the release of all of my dreams, of all of my aspirations, of all of my things, and I just went, I just want to be of service. I just want to teach. And don't you fucking know, the next thing she says right in that moment is, I just wanted to be a teacher. And I went, yeah, gotcha. Okay. So, those of you 144, you want to teach, you want to lead, but you want to do it in service of the divine and the collective. You are not egoish. If you have an ego, leave it quickly at the door, or you will get left behind. Maitreya specifically is not going to put up with that. There is no drama on masters. Just telling y'all right now, like, they've been really, really specific with me about that, because it's a pet peeve of mine. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I'm one of the people saying this, is because I get it. No drama. Leave your bullshit at the door. Because as a master, you manifest quicker than other people do. You are divinely guided and you have divine guardians, right? Which means that your fears can manifest by accident. It won't be by accident. It'll be to teach you a lesson. But you're now into a section where you're part of the 144 delegation. And so that 144 is supposed to lead them out. Them, whatever way you want to look at it. All of you are going to be different, and all of you will sometimes contradict each other. Where there is God and the divine, that is this Allah, whoever you want to call it, it's still one point of energy that's running the show. These 144 are the specifically chosen by the masters, elders, and God to step up and to do what they need to do. Now, the cost was they had to sacrifice the entire first half of their life. Right? A lot of them. Or they've had to, or in the previous life, they sacrificed a lot. Betrayed, all of the stuff, talked about, belittled, destroyed, raped, all of the stuff, like really horrible stuff. Because they are the most grateful for the smallest of things. Like I gave you the example, I think it was like 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, where I said, a homeless person, people hate change. Except if you're a homeless person. Get it? Because a homeless person needs that change. That change, when put together, gets you somewhere. A rape victim will never be grateful to be raped. But she's going to stand, or he's going to stand in a position of power one day where he can stop some idiot from raping another person by telling the story. That's power. So again, curses are just blessings in disguise. And when you know how to own your space, you will get the blessing of what happened to you. And then you will walk forward with that light here, and you will guide your people to freedom. I'm not mincing words. I'm being very specific in how I phrase this, right? Okay. So, you have been through it. But the entire time that you've been through it, you knew you were special. You knew that you were connected to the divine, even if you are not talking to the divine, because you might have been atheist or whatever. I got raped by a guy who emulated Jesus Christ. For me, it was a bigger deal, but I managed to make my way back. Anyway, I knew I was special. And so you've had this period where you've been talked about, you've had people diss you, you've had people lie about you, you've had people do all this, and you're just like, why? What have I ever done? I'm a good person, and mean it. Because, baby, you're one of the 144, and you're about to be blessed, kissed by God, and Maitreya is about to walk everybody forward, and you're all going to have your day. So you paid the cost for humanity ahead of time, and you've been through hell. And what do you need for that? You need preparation for that. You need to literally have the ability. Sorry, the phone went out. It wasn't supposed to, but you know how that goes. You have the ability now to touch them in ways that is specific to your struggle in your life. And it's something Oprah Winfrey said as well. And so the only reason I'm referring to her is because she obviously is a very important person in our world. And so when you're going through all of these tests and tribulations, I can't even speak. I don't know what I was trying to say, but there you go. You are being strengthened because you have been chosen. So you are right. You were special from the day you were born. And there's nothing anybody can do to take that away from you. They're going to try. They're going to test you. But by now, you better be strong in who you are. And you better be like, these motherfuckers ain't getting me. I'm going to look at the positivity. Because there's a lot of negative energy circling around me. I thought it was just in my mindset, but it wasn't. My guides have been very clear. There are people who really don't want me to succeed. I don't worry about that. I focus on the fact that they know I'm going to succeed. You see what I'm saying? That's where you need to be. Okay. So, the song that starts this off made me laugh out loud. But we're going to follow the playlist here. But you're going to see me probably stopping. Well, not stop. Oh, because I don't own the rights to this. I got to say that. I don't own the rights to this. This is something that was in my playlist, suggested to me. And this list I've shown you. And I put a link to it beneath it, even though it varies a little bit. But we don't own it. We're doing karaoke. We're talking to each other using the wonderful form of music. This was written by an amazing soul out there who is incredibly gifted and touched by the divine. And as we go through it, you're going to see what I mean. And singers who are equally as gifted. Okay. So, the first song on the playlist made me laugh out loud because it's what I would consider my song. And if you're one of the 144 with what I just said, you're going to understand why. So let's sing along, hear the words. I'm going to try to limit my interaction in between, and we're going to tell this story together. But I swear to you, by the end of this, if you are one of the 144, this will speak to you in every single way. So let's begin with her. It just makes me laugh. Britney Spears, Piece of Me. Yeah. I miss American dream since I was 17. Don't matter if I step on the scene or sneak away to the Philippines. They still gon' put pictures of my derriere in the magazine. You want a piece of me? You want a piece? I miss my beauty of karma. Another day, another drama. And being a father and with a kid on my arm, I'm still an exceptional earner. You want a piece of me? I'm Mr. Lifestyle of the rich and famous. You want a piece of? I'm Mr. Oh my God, that Al is shameless. Do you know what's that? He's extra dishes. You want a piece of me? I'm Mrs. He's too big now, he's too thin. You want a piece of me? That's right, girl. That was the winner. I'm Mrs. You want a piece of me, trying to pissing me off. Won't get in line with the paparazzi who's flipping me off. End up settling in court. Now are you sure you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? To get on the TV for skipping on the streets when getting the groceries. Not for real, are you kidding me? No wonder there's panic in the industry. I mean, please, you want a piece of me? I'm Mr. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. You want a piece of me? I'm Mr. Oh my God, that Al is shameless. I'm Mrs. Exodicious. You want a piece of me? I'm Mr. He's too big, now he's too thin. You want a piece of me? What is ascension, guys? Tests. Paparazzi. Trying to piss you off. I miss American dream since I was 17. No matter if I step on the scene or sneak away to the Philippines. They still want the pictures of my derriere in the magazine. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of... I believe the song is the encapsulation of the Leo party. Hated you and you have no idea why. You've always been a good person, but just hating on me. I'm Mr. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. You want a piece? I'm Mr. Oh my God, that Al is shameless. I'm Mr. He's too big now, he's too tiny. You want a piece of me? Ascension. I'll let you keep playing. Ascension is what? It is covering your fears and confronting them and walking through the illusion with a whole new perspective. But the only way to do that is to prepare yourself for it. So our entire lives, we've felt special, but we've always had negative blah, 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 blah. And it was like building. It's like what a diamond must go through with the charcoal. Pressure. Until you finally, and after that, nothing bothers you. Because they want a piece of you.
Alright, 4th graders, the trick is...
Now, the next one that came up is the explanation, I say, to why that happens.
2.5 billion heartbeats.
I don't know the commercials, I gotta kind of skip that part. Even though, frankly, I think it would be better for them if we had just shared it, but whatever, bygones. So, why would we go through that? The next song made me laugh out loud. Now, remember, it's already showed you the list, but... the answer to the question of what it is that was happening there is by a song by Lindsay Lohan called Rumors. What is puberty, guys? What is that? It's preparing you for the success that you want. So let's sing along. I'm telling y'all, this was the playlist. Turn it up. Everybody fast, do the same. That's okay if you're watching me, and you're probably gonna write what you didn't see. Can you please respect my privacy? Why can't you just let me do the things I wanna do? I just wanna be me. I don't understand why would you ever bring me down? I'm only having fun. I wanna live my life. I'm tired of rumors starting. I'm sick of being followed. I'm tired of people lying, saying what they want about me. Why can't they back up off me? Why can't they let me live? That's what we all say. So just get it out. Put your hands and head to the beat like what? Like that, respectfully. Would you take the cameras off of me? Can you please respect my privacy? Why can't you just let me do the things I wanna do? I just wanna be free. I don't understand why would you ever bring me down? I'm only having fun. I'm tired of rumors started. I'm sick of being followed. I'm tired of people lying, saying what they want about me. Why can't they back up off me? Why can't they let me live? Words have power. I just need to free my mind. So, we knew that they wanted a piece of us. We didn't understand why. So what did we say? I don't want that attention. I don't want people talking about me. Why are they doing this? Blah, 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 blah. Victim. It's part of the sacrifice. But the entire time we were growing up, we were like, always special. People always talking shit, starting fights with us. And we're just like, I don't want this. Well, then you didn't get your blessings, did you? Sorry, it's the truth. I don't want to get all right. That's the truth. This is to me too. I mean, this was my playlist, so it's like it was echoing why it's taking so long for me to arrive. It's because I would say shit like this. I'm sick of being followed. I'm tired of people lying, saying what they want about me. Why can't they back up off me? Why can't they let me live? If you're one of the 144, you got exactly what you wanted. Time for yourself to mature, to make the mistakes. Can you imagine looking back now on the shit that you've done? If it would have made it in the Lindsay Lohan is a perfect example of a soul that was chosen, that suffered the wrath early. She was early. She's so young when she started. Someone else looked at her and said, hey, I'm going to, whatever, I'm not going to get into all that, but those were words that we used ourselves. So what do? We blocked our path. I love Iggy Azalea, so that's funny that that's not the next one on the list. On the list was earlier is Katy Perry, Rise. Now, I'm going to actually sing along to all the words to this one. I'm not going to say anything on this one because there's something about this song that I don't think we as a population really have given enough credit to Miss Lohan, to Katy Perry. Now, this happens, so let's say that you understand what I'm saying to you about how we stopped our own success. But still, innocent comments. But when you're not ready, then you literally say shit like this, and then you are surprised that you didn't get the blessings, because that's how I was. I was like, I know I'm special, and I'm supposed to do something really big in this world, but I don't like when they talk about me. I don't like all the negative. Did I say that recently? I said, I don't want to lead anybody if it's going to be a bunch of drama. And so I didn't get to lead, because leading is drama. Oh, damn, snap. All right. So, the moral story is, so you get what I'm saying? Accountability. Once you take accountability for your life, then something else happens. You manifest this song.
I won't just survive. You will see me thrive.
Can't write my story. I'm beyond the archetype. Aren't you 144? I won't just conform. No matter how you shake my core. Ascension, baby. Roots, they run deep. Listen. Scorpios, you're up. When the fire's out, I feed again, and the vultures all start circling. They whisper in, you're out of time, but still. Say your name, Al. Or they Al Rice. This is no mistake, no accident. When you think that not no nail is in, think again. Don't be surprised, Al will still rise. I must stay conscious. Listen, through the madness and chaos. So I call on my angels, your guides, and they say, oh, ye of little faith, don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in your veins. Y'all know it, you know it, and you will not negotiate. I'll fight it, just fight it, and be transformed. And the vultures all start circling. They whisper in, you're out of time, but still you rise. I think it's called the Phoenix. From the ashes rises the Phoenix. What is ascension, guys? Rising. Getting through the drama, getting through the chaos, getting through the hurt, getting through the horror, getting through the past, getting through all of that, and rising. That's ascension. So you will still rise. So the 144 went first. Now, the next song that came up on the list, I'm going to show you the list so that nobody can say that I'm making it up, is, where is it here? After Katy Perry is Ellie Goulding with Burn. Now, I'm just going to say this. When it comes to this song, I want you guys to understand that there are lyrics in this song that speak directly to the 144. that just makes me laugh every time, because the fact that a lot of us didn't catch on to it, that we love the song but we didn't get it. Remember what we're doing here. Remember who you are. And remember that they're going to see us from outer space, aren't they? This is the humanity ascending. We, 144, we don't have to worry about nothing. Because we got the fire. And we're burning one hell of a something. They gonna see us from outer space. Outer space, light it up. Like we're the stars of the human race. The human race. They don't know what they heard. It belongs to the world. Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. And we gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We don't wanna leave. No, we just wanna be right now. And what we see is everybody's on the floor getting crazy. Yeah, the world's ending. We're like, I'm waking up. Simplify. When the lights turn it down, they don't know what they heard. But you know God's voice? We did. Giving world to world. Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got the fire, fire, fire. And we gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. We just gotta watch. we're the stars, because we're from the stars. Ah, see, twist. We gonna light it up, up, up. Then they can put it out, out, out. We gonna light it up, up, up. Well, they gonna put it out, out, out. We gonna light it up, up, up. So they can put it out, out, out. We can light it up, up, up. So they gonna put it out, out. When the lights turn it down, they don't know what they heard. This one's gonna go a little longer. I'm just gonna let it play. This is for the 144 anyway. Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. And we gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We gonna let it burn, 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 burn. I'm playing with lights. I think it's kind of technical. Are y'all getting the message? I'm telling you, this playlist was so fucking awesome. The Divine was like, Leos, and we're gonna let it burn. Now, this next song is for those of you who I call the psychics, because I hope you can hear, or I hope you can see in my eyes what it is that I'm shown every time I hear this song. And I'm going to point out that it has to do with one of the, I guess it's, oh, look, it came up, number one. The next song is Taylor Swift before Britney Spears. That was on the playlist. I wouldn't have DJs these together, mind you, but the Divine and my guides are, like, funny about that. So this song is called Are You Ready For It? Good question, 144.
I keep it forever.
I see how this is gonna go. Touch me and you'll never be alone. Island breeze, the lights down low. In the middle of the night, in our dreams, you should see the things we do, baby. In the middle of the night, in our dreams, I know I'm gonna be with you, so I'll take my time. Are you ready for it? Hudson to this Taylor. I love that one. I'm so very tame now. I see how this is gonna go. Touch me and you'll never be alone. Island breeze, the lights down low. No question. In the middle of the night, in our dreams, you should see the things we do, baby. Manifestation. Shout out to Aaron Daughtry, by the way. Just came into my head. With you, so I'll take my time. Are you ready for it? Listen carefully. Baby, let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Baby, let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games begin. I see how this is gonna go. Touch me and you'll never be alone. Island breeze, the lights down low. I can't make this shit up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off. You want 144? You want this? You want this? Remember I mentioned a while back that the currency was changing? Now it's about vibes. It's about karma. You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. You want a Lamborghini? Sipping martinis, looking hot in a bikini? We had to work, bitch. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France? We had to work, bitch. We had to work, bitch. You have to work, bitch. You better work, bitch. Now get to work, bitch. Gotta burn through that karma, y'all. It's a whole new world. Cause here we come. You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? The Dwayne said you better work, bitch. You want a Lamborghini? Sipping martinis in a bikini? You better work, bitch. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France? You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better start climbing that mountain. You better work, bitch. Remember music, if you dance, it helps burn through karma. Just justify. Spread the word. Spread the word. Go call the police. Go call the governor. God bring the trouble. God bring the governor. I love Britney Spears. Talk about someone who's gone, trying to break free for her freedom. Fingers to the sky. They gon' try to try ya, but they can't deny you. Keep on moving higher and higher. Hold your head high. Fingers to the sky. Now they're gonna leave you, but they're about to meet you. And higher and higher. Work. 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 Work it out. 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 You better work, bitch. I wish you guys knew who this was. I just can't get enough of her.
I'm a transgender woman. I'm HIV positive, and my dream was always...
I don't own the rights to that either. So hold on. I gotta turn. Although I would be really happy to play that, but laws are laws. I gotta play by the rules here. Her name is Madonna, nickname Madge. And she tells us about jumping. What could that possibly allude to, Ascendants? 144. Pay close attention. I haven't got time to waste. It's time to make my way. I'm not afraid of what I'll face, but I'm afraid to stay. I'm going down my own road and I can make it alone. I work and I fight till I find a place of my own. You ready? Are you ready to jump? Get ready to jump. Don't ever look back, oh baby. Yes, I'm ready to jump. Just take my hand. Get ready to jump. I'm the dork now. We learned up from the start, my sister and me. The only thing you can depend on is your family. That can be a soul tribe. Most of you, yeah. We're gonna drop you down like the limbs of a tree. It sways and it swings and it bends until it makes you see. Are you ready to jump? Get ready to jump. Don't ever look back, oh baby. Yes, I'm ready to jump. Time to... Oh. Are you ready? I work and I fight till I find a place of my own. It sways and it swings and it bends until you make it your own. Question. I can make it alone. 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 Your sisters and me? Are you ready to jump? I wonder what that means. Our sisters and me. Oh baby, yes, I'm ready to jump. Just take my hand, get ready to jump. Okay. Are you ready to jump? So, why would that be important? See, guess it would be because Kelly Clarkson knows. I think it's called Stronger.
It feels warmer sleeping here alone. You know I dream in color and do the things I want.
Think you got the best of me. Think you got the last laugh. That everything good is gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Y'all are supposed to be singing with me. This is all affirming your frequencies. Just me, myself, and I. What doesn't kill you. A lot of you are going to come into union once you stand in your own power. And that's where the show really begins. I was starting over with someone new. Why not? We're not going backwards. Unless it's meant to be. And that's the whole destiny thing. I'm not going to get into that. But you will get tested. What doesn't kill you makes you stand a little. Alright, it's going along. They're telling me to go a little faster. Because everything that you've been through, my loves, is to make you stronger. You're asking for ascension. You're entering the master's realm. That's how you get to be one of the 144 and whatever struggles or plights that you've had. So the idea of being able to walk into that and not have to pay the piper is ridiculous, because then you carry drama with you. But the stronger you are and the more that you've been through and the constant stream of bullshit you've had to endure makes you what? One of the 144. Because you stand there and nothing is going to shake you. Don't get me wrong, you will get pissed off and you'll have your moments, because we're humans, well, we're also ascendants, but there comes a point where you have to stand up for yourself. But when it comes to how you end up one of these people that is affected by this playlist, you did it because you survived and you did not give up one fucking time. And instead of focusing on all the negativity, you finally looked at it and you took accountability. You said, this is my shit. I did this. Okay, let me learn from this. Drop the baggage bullshit and let me walk into my future. Which brings us to the next song. Now, the divine... Remember, guys, I told you that I used to... When I was quarantined, that I was going to die and all that stuff, and I knew that was a bag of bullshit. That I decided that I was like, because I had my own room for the first time in almost 7 months, because I was living this journey for a year. So 6 months in or 5 months in, they quarantined me, and I ended up in this hotel where they're like, you're gonna die. And so I was like, oh really? Fuck you. And so I danced to Britney Spears. This is the song that my higher self and I cannot get enough of. And so the fact that it actually is the next song on the playlist made me laugh, because it's right after Stronger. It's called Till the World Ends. Come on, that's some funny shit. That is really, really funny. If the world ends, it's going to end in the old way. It's not going to blow up. Okay, whatever. But if it does, what are we going to do? We're gonna dance like the Mayans did. If this all tanks, I'm going to a rave. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. How do you transcend? How do you jump? How do you go to the new world? You know what I'm telling you?
What you waiting for?
You just told me to slow down. The world has to end. It wasn't working. Not like literally, like I don't want people dying or anything, but the old way didn't work. We didn't care about our planet. We didn't care about each other. We didn't care about our children. We didn't. Sorry. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna fucking dance. Let them do what they gotta do. That's not 144. That is not our drama. They're gonna be coming after us for different reasons. Not in like a persecution way. Let's be real. That's not gonna happen. The divine promise that this time the masters that we're returning, we're not going through that again. And if they try, it's going to be quick. So, that's all I'm saying. Remember, you're supposed to be fearless. So, of course, we're going to dance. Like, honestly, if a meteor's coming, I'm going to fucking go right where the impact zone's going to be and be like, it'll be fast. And I'm going to dance as I do it, too. Watch. We're here to celebrate life. How do you transcend darkness? You be the light, baby. Or as my ex used to say, to the squirrel dance. Until the squirrels dance. My favorite person. And then the meteor hits. And what's going on? 144, what are we doing? I'm from Mardi Gras now. Alright, for the next song. The next one on the playlist technically is Fergie's Glamorous. Because, the life that we'll be living is quite glamorous, I guess, to some people. But you pay the deeds. Like, it's not anything, nothing's being handed to any of these people, right? But I'm going to skip that song because it's like a personal note to me. And also because I have to pee. So I need a song that's going to play along. That will cover it. But the next two songs would be Fergie's Glamorous, because obviously, you want glamour, you want all of this stuff, but you have to pay the price. And so those of you who are now stepping into power, you're getting a gift. But with gift comes consequences. And so don't get lost in the materialistic side of whatever you're after right now, because that's another test. When you go up frequencies, it's not like you just stop being tested. That's not the way this works. You still get tested. It just changes your frequency. So if you came from an impoverished state and then you suddenly end up with money, then you have a whole new set of tasks and tests that you must pass. So be cautious of getting stuck into materialistic, because that's what we're moving away from. And the only reason I'm missing or skipping Will I Am Scream and Shout is because it's really loud, and y'all know I'm trying not to bother my neighbor. But I will play the next song because it's our queen, Madge. And so I'm going to leave you while I go to the bathroom with this song. Oh. You can't hear that, but that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, I just saw this other phone went off. Y'all, miracles happen every day, I swear to gosh. Oh, wow, Mana came up on my list, and I haven't seen her in forever. Okay, so this is going to be just a song that just cracks me up, because I think it has to do with the fact that, remember I said that I felt like the divine feminine was going to go first before the divine masculine in us in this part of the ascension? Well, this is why I say that. The next song beside that follows that I'm gonna let you guys listen to is this one.
Oh my God, I'm heartily sorry.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
that I offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pain of hell, but most of all because I love thee, and I want so badly to be good, good, good. It's so hypnotic, the way you pull on me is like the pulse of gravity right up under my feet. It's so erotic, this feeling can't be beat. It wants to do my whole body till it heats. I got that burning hot desire, no one can put up my fight. It's coming right down to the wire. Here it comes, when I hear them take away from. It's got me
It's like an arrow going wild. Hi, sorry about that. I'm trying to get this playlist back up. So there's going to only be two more that they want me to do right now to wrap it up. I know that there was another song, but they're something about time. So I'm going to jump to this, and this song was, I believe it was, oh, that's right, another Madonna song, believe it or not. But this one is for a specific reason that will make sense to you all that are, well, 144. So let me find it. I'm surprised that they did back to back. Oh, it's because I skipped a song. Here we go. Now, don't tell me y'all don't understand this one. I don't need to introduce this. Oh, I like Wayne's World. There we go. I guess they're doing a Wayne's World thing. I don't know why I'm stopping talking. I got distracted by the commercial. Apparently Wayne's World and Garth are back. Oh, Anyway, woohoo. I love them. So, here we go. So, here's the song. I'm not going to sit there and edit this out. Everything happens for a reason, so something about Wayne's World is important to us all. But here we go. I should have gone to the bathroom, that's what you're saying. I couldn't hold it. Call Ray of Light. 144. How do you travel? In the sky at night, I want to my tears of morning sink beneath the sun. My hair's all over. Sorry, I couldn't handle that thing in my gone quickly. Threatens everyone. Does it sound like now? Yes. Like I just got home and I feel. How do you define home? And I feel like I just got home and I feel. Faster than the speed of light, she's flying. Trying to remember where it all began. You all find the keys. Got yourself a little piece of heaven, waiting for the time when Earth shall be as one. Oneness and not be collective. And I feel there are no mistakes. Quicker than the ray of light. Quicker than the ray of light. Quicker than the ray of light. Oh my god, they want me to say something here. It's so controversial. But where we're going, 144, your gender cannot be, or your sexuality, or your race, or your color, or whatever, or your language cannot be used to get you ahead of anyone else. Everybody's being judged equally. Where we are. I know they did. Somewhere, for some reason. It's going to be based on what work you've put in compared to other people. Now, the 144's already been chosen, but I'm talking about who you're leading. Just like you were. You beat out other people, whether you knew it or not. I mean, I'm not competitive, but I apparently beat out other people. But it wasn't based on my gender, and I didn't try to use my sexuality or my race or anything to give me a leg up. That's lower vibrational. Be cautious of that. You are going to judge on your soul and your work. That's it. Quicker than a ray of light. Someone else will be there, still in this year. I can't wait to see her with someone else, because when those two souls get together, whoa. Was I allowed to say? Yeah, okay. Watch it. That's what I just heard. Watch it. Sorry. Got herself a universe. She's got herself a universe. Okay. And then last but not least, because this is really long. This song. Okay. This song was a song that got me through the through initiations. This song means a lot to me, and to the 144, I think you're going to understand why it applies to your life. Remember, we're on a group endeavor. You're a representative of the delegation. Most of you are masters who need to remember all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. But this song, in particular, will speak to you 144. And I'm going to... It's by Imagine Dragons. Oh, I need to say... Okay. Imagine Dragons and I only have a history because of the fact that 2 times they came and did our New Year's celebration in New Orleans, where I was bartending. And not only did they do the show, because that's why Tyler Perry was also there one year, and he did the Passion of the Christ, also in front of where I worked. I worked at this hamburger place that was on Decatur, and I was by myself, the only bartender that would work the night shift during big major events. So, I mean, it was good money, but I was fucking killing myself. Hence the drugs use. Not blaming them, I'm just saying that was my crutch, right? Like, that was me not taking accountability. But I was blessed because I got to work those events by myself. So Imagine Dragons twice was right across the street from me with the stage directly in front of me, and I could not have seen the show. Because I had thousands of people coming at me, and so it's like, what do you need? And so I didn't get to see the show, but twice they were literally in front of me. And then the only other person that I was connected to that way was Tyler Perry when he came to do Passion of the Christ in New Orleans. Me and my friend Kimmy, I can't say her last name because, but I love her, and her daughter Annabelle. Anyway, we went to Passion of the Christ. I mean, we literally ran out of our shift because we're both, Christian. Well, she's Christian, I'm Catholic. And, I'm spiritual at this point, but the point is, here's the thing, I don't mind when people, because I think it's great that people have denominations and their faith and all that stuff, but when we start to use it to divide each other, that's where I kind of step back and go, no. So, I began my life as a Catholic, but ended up in a cult, that actually has, one of these days, I'm going to tell y'all right now, L. Ron Hubbard is owed a lot of respect. But it's not the time or place to talk about it right now because of who's in charge of it right now and that whole big bag of bullshit going over there. But when it's time, I'm going to do a specific video that honors L. Ron Hubbard. Just telling y'all right now. Because he's a master. You may not like him, but a lot of the masters, including Christ, were heavily disliked. And they brought really good change to the world. So I'm just going to put that in check right now. But anyway, more story. What happened to the church after that is not... I'm going to say this. LRH will take care of it. Okay. Anywho. So, this band I had not really heard of until that night, the first time that they were performing. I heard this song, but I couldn't see them because there was just too many people. But all through the crowd and across the street, I could hear the lyrics to this word, and so it piqued my interest. And so I heard it that night as I went to bed, it was 4 a.m. by the time I was done with work. And, because you have to clean up and all that shit afterwards. It was just a mess. So anyway, so I leave. Imagine Dragons performed twice there. I think it was back-to-back years. And then somewhere along the lines, Passion of the Christ was there. So that's the only reason I'm connected. I don't know why I'm connecting. I think because Tyler Perry is the only other famous person that I knew that came through that I didn't actually get to see directly. But I did see them in the stage performance. So with Imagine Dragons, I saw them. And I could see them, but I couldn't hear anything, right? But somehow the lyrics to this word, to this song, came through to me. And when you, the 144, hear it, I guarantee you that it's going to affect you differently than it ever has before. Ready? It's called Whatever It Takes. Falling too fast, prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody's open and luxurious. It's every day with an appetite. Everybody's waiting for the fall of man. Everybody's going to live in the times. Everyone's hoping they could be the one. I was born to run. I was born for this. Whip, run me like a racehorse. Go rip, boy. When it fills me up, I wanna be the slip. Word up on your lip. When you rip. Whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do whatever it takes. Love without it meals when I break the chains. Whatever it takes. I do what it takes. invisible. Everybody needs to be a part of them. I was born for this, I was born for this. Whip, whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, and fill me up. I wanna be the slip, slip, your lip, lip. What soul does this not apply to? Whatever it takes. Ascendance. In my veins, I do whatever it takes. We're trying to be co-creators. Year 144. It's time. Take me to the top. I'm ready for it. Whatever it takes. That's what we wanted. Now here's where it got me. Hypocritical, egotistical, don't wanna be the pet emphaticcal, hypothetical, working on the something that I'm proud of, out of the box, in the pox, to the world and the vision we've lost. I'm an apostrophe, I'm just a symbol to remind you that there's more to see. I'm just a product of the system, a catastrophe, and yet a masterpiece. And when I'm half deceased, and when I am deceased, and die happily and leave my body as a soul and be a part of thee, I do what it takes. I do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Take me to the top, I'm ready for whatever it takes. I do what it takes. And on that wonderful note, let me say this. It has been a pleasure going over this wonderful little playlist that the Divine had with me. I think you all understand what I was trying to say. If you don't, then this message is not meant for you at this time. But just know that if it does resonate with you, it's go time. And this is the part that made me laugh out loud. I'm supposed to end. My higher self wants me to be very specific when I say this. My name is Arevalo, and I believe you have been expecting me. Good night, guys.